you mentioned something that is unique, I think, to your enterprise level environment, and that's the evangelism of your discipline inside of SEO, being able to educate and change your company culture towards SEO and getting them to understand how important some of the technical execution is for the entire lift of the organization. Can you explore that a little bit with me and talk about how do you go about getting a hold of that octopus, so to speak, let alone juggling it?
Definitely. So when I was at MSN, there was a decent-sized SEO community. They don't have a centralized approach at Microsoft. So if a business group has money, which is rare, they tap in SEO. So I think there were a couple at Windows, at Office, a few other random groups. They had agency support, and the MSN had an in-house team.
Got it.
And no one cared. It's okay, we're going to build a website. What do we need? And you got your architecture, usability, widgets, content, and then it's like social media support, SEO, and all these things. And they're always driven towards a date. So date's coming up. It's like, gosh, we can't get to SEO stuff. Well, you don't actually need SEO to launch a website online, so it gets dropped.
There it is. Yeah.
And we were always the first to get dropped. And then people would come around 6 months later saying, well, where's our traffic? It's like, well, you coded it all in Flash, so good luck. Way below $250,000.
Oh, wow.
And Frank Gosh, who was running MSN SEO globally, and Dwayne Forrester are like, look, let's just have an internal conference. So the MSN team developed the first Microsoft internal SEO conference. Everyone was invited, people came, and we used the internal resources to educate and do sessions, just like any other conference, but it was straight on working workshops. This is how you do it, and this is why you do it. And here's examples of the sites that have done it wrong, and here are their web analytics, and here are the sites that have done it right, and here are their web analytics. Which one do you want to be business owner? And then when I went to the agency, Catalyst, we were at the time agency of record for Microsoft. Through the central marketing group at Microsoft.com, we did monthly webinars. So Pete Quinlan, who now actually is at Office as their SEO, and myself, we rotated. It's like, all right, let's pick a topic. Robots TXT, sweet. We write up the invite, give a target audience, give a quick summary, and then we'd educate. And over the next 2.5 years of doing this, the audience size grew. And Microsoft still had this internal conference, and their audience grew.
Okay.
And slowly, this is a beast. So slowly, you see from 2009 until about 2015, it starts shifting from bring SEO in on the eve of launch and, we can't do anything, to let's bring them in on day one. And when I was at Catalyst, what killed me was, and this lasted only a couple months, was an engineering team launched something and wiped out, the year's previous worth of work from the person that I took the role over from. I basically forced my clients, you're flying me out, I'm training your engineering team, and I have a separate training session for your content, PR, and social media team. And if execs have any questions about should they fund this, I'll create a session for them. And the only way you're ever going to win the SEO battle is you've got to stop the bleeding. And if you don't train your teams, they're going to continue to launch stuff and ruin everything you've done. And so when I got here...
And obviously not intentionally, but
no, they just don't know.
They have no idea. They have no idea what disservice they're doing, and they're creating that vacuum that is tough to fix it once it's out there, for the most part.
So the first 4 months I was here, did the road show. We have offices, at least most of our tech teams are in Scottsdale and blanking out on not San Jose, Sunnyvale in Silicon Valley, and then here in Kirkland, Washington. So I went and grabbed every single team. I grabbed PR, I grabbed social, went to multiple engineering groups, went to multiple content groups, UX groups, because our UX team designs our layouts and uploads image assets and any other asset to the website, and basically walked them through. This is how you impact a website. SEO is not just me and my team. Anyone that builds and designs a website and anyone that publishes any content on the internet is responsible. And it was funny, too, because there has been an in-house SEO team at GoDaddy for, I think, going on 9-10 years now. A lot of the groups had no idea. and that was a big red flag for me. So if a lot
but
of
they didn't tackle they didn't tackle the evangelism side of it. They didn't tackle the evangelism side of it, and that's what you're pinpointing right here. Is you've got to put it in their face, and you've got to create a structure in which you've got stages of education and an embracing of that process before they can even get it. I mean, they're and a lot of techs, a lot of SEO techs, right? Mm-hmm. Don't either have those skills or even want to educate the other parts of the team because they feel disenfranchised or they feel separated. I mean, there's a lot of animosity between conventional marketing and let alone digital marketing, let alone the back of the bus, so to speak, SEO techs that don't really get the praise that they deserve sometimes. Yes,
that they hit the nail on the head, and so you got to keep at it. I've luckily after that little roadshow now. We are brought in a lot more on day one, or at least very early on in the project. Mm-hmm. But then there's always turnover, and I've noticed it's been at least 12 months, maybe even longer since I did that first roadshow that I see some things slipping. So Q1 next year, I'm going back on that roadshow, and I'll build upon it. So a lot of things have changed in SEO in the last 12 months. And then I also know a little bit more about the company. So just rehash it. And next year, we're planning on trying to launch that monthly webinar series that we did at Microsoft. Mm-hmm. We're, now that I have a PM, thank goodness, developing a central intranet website that has what we're doing, what we've done, any kind of analytics and reporting.
Right.
And then just kind of develop that place where people can go and see what's going on. Without that, I mean, you just always will fight an uphill battle. And that's Absolutely. The one thing I would take anywhere, in-house and agency. If you don't get that training, your work's going to be canned and destroyed within a matter of months.